Well, I hope we didn't make Coach Petramella too excited and have him jump out of bed and hurt himself, and we hope he's feeling better, and we're thinking about him. I thought the Blue Jays did a great job today, especially in the second half. I thought they really hung with it. We had a couple opportunities to pull away, and they played tough. They came up tough. I thought they did a really good job on the face-offs today, gave them some very valuable possessions. Their man-up is as good as we thought it would be coming into the game. We didn't want to have too many turnovers against these guys because they're very dangerous there. And they played very good team defense. I think we got a little frustrated. We didn't put up a couple more in the third quarter, and their defense hung tight. So they should be congratulated today.
You can hold a little this way.
Sure.
It'll pick you up.
Gotcha.
Questions?
John, anything in particular in that second half? I mean, you guys had scored 7 goals in the first half. Anything you could put your finger on to why that sort of stopped in the second half?
I think we just missed a couple shots, as they did, that I think could have got us going. But I thought their team defense was good. They forced us to shoot flat, and they made some saves. I thought it was a sloppy game for both teams. I think the weather came into play somewhat with the turnovers. I don't know what we ended up with. We both ended up with 14 turnovers, so there are 28 turnovers in the game. But I give some credit to their defense. I thought they hung tough and they slid well and recovered well. They did a good job.
For the defensemen, you guys were doing so well in the first half. The second half was more of them getting more possessions, and you guys just having to see their offense a little bit more. Or did they make any adjustments that you noticed?
I think they got a couple more possessions. I think they also kind of changed what they were doing, kind of started tagging from the midfield a little more. They probably knew we were a little slow to slide off number 4. They kind of exploited that, and they had some good shots. Props to them.
I also think what you said. I think possessions was definitely key for them. They started to get more and more possessions as the second half went on, and more possessions lead to more shots, more opportunities, and more goals. So.
Well, I think if you thought that Stanwyck wouldn't have a goal in the game and Brown would only had 1 goal in the game, you said that before the game. I thought you would have had us winning handily. So I think credit goes to the other players for stepping up. And Radowitz, he's a Syracuse guy, so we know those guys always play well against against the Syracuse team. I thought he played extremely well today, best I've seen him play in his career.
Coach, your offense, one of the best shooting percentage-wise in the country, but 10 goals on 36 shots. What do you think was the difference there? Why was the shooting percentage as high today?
Well, I think, again, credit to their defense. They forced us to take some flat shots, and goalie had 10 saves. So out of 36 shots, I don't know how many were on cage. Between 20 that he made, so we put 20 on cage today out of the 36, so over 50% in that.
Yeah, Brandon, can you talk through the last possession there in overtime? Just kind of give a little bit of a breakdown of how it all went about, and we know how it finished. But what were you guys seeing out there?
On the last play, they kind of set a pick for a sweep guy coming across the top, and he was able to get a shot off. And then unfortunately, the rebound went in their favor, and they had a guy there to put it in. So that's kind of what happened at the end. It's unfortunate for us, but good job by them.
John, was there anything that Hopkins did differently on face-offs to be more successful there, particularly winning the opening face-off of that overtime? How much did that impact you guys could do?
Well, Ben had a couple violations, and then they had a man up as a result of the third violation. So I think any time a face-off guy has the violations, they don't want to have another one, so they tend not to anticipate too much. They want to wait for the whistle. It was wiped out for the overtime, but I think their guy, both of them, especially the second one, did a very good job facing off today. Got to the ball quicker than Ben on that play, and got the ball out, and that obviously was a huge possession.
Nick, can you elaborate a little bit on their defense? Turnbull looked like he was having a good day, but was it just what they're doing on defense? Did the weather come into play? What was your perspective on your guys' offense?
It was probably both. Their defense played really well in the second half. they made some adjustments. So did we, but they made better adjustments on that end. It happens, but we just got to carry on.
When you say adjustments, what did they do?
They were just slow to go, and then sometimes when they were coming, they would come with one guy and then have a hot guy right where our open guy was. But it's something we got to work on, and that's what we'll do.
Coach, last year you guys beat Johns Hopkins. They really picked it up towards the end of the year and went on a run. How can you guys maybe take the positives from this game and go work on the things you need to work on to make a run towards the end, as the season goes on?
Yeah, well, we have a very tough stretch, and it started with the Blue Jays, so we wanted to get this one, especially being on the road. But it's a film that we're going to be able to look at. You're going to see. You're going to see 28 turnovers, between the two teams. We'll see what we see on the face-offs and, the shooting part of it. We'll learn from it like we do every game, and, we'll move on.
John, you sort of referenced this a little bit earlier, but was this weird playing a game without seeing Dave on the other side?
Yeah, I didn't find out till this morning, or not even this morning, till right before the game, so. My first was concern for him. I didn't know what it was or how bad it was, but I hear they're hoping to get him back next week. So, our thoughts are with him. He and I talk occasionally and have a lot of respect for him and his family and what he does. And I think we get along well, and we've had some good conversations over the years. So, my thoughts are with him. Happy for him. Hope he gets better soon.
If you were in his position today, how would you have followed this game?
Yeah, well, that's
If at all.
I wondered about that, if they would even let him follow the game. Especially these games have been awfully tight over the years, and our last one was 1 goal also. So I don't pretend to know his health or what his doctors want for him. So he knows now, I'm sure, and I'm sure he's feeling much better as a result.